Hey there, I'm Silvio Perez. I'm the founder of AdConversion.com. And in this video tutorial, we're going to be talking about LinkedIn thought leader ads, specifically 14 strategies that I believe are worth testing. And I'm going to show you examples and references for each one so that way you can learn more about it. So first things first, LinkedIn thought leader ads. I'm assuming you know what it is, but just as a quick crash course and introduction, it is an ad type where you can take an employee's post, a personal post from a personal page. So you can see here on the right here, this is my personal LinkedIn post. And then I can take this post and then I can submit a request for approval, and then the person of that post can then accept that request and then allow me to run their post as an ad. This is really powerful, and the benefits of this have been quite insane in terms of engagement rates, click-through rates of what we've seen in terms of the thought leader ads in comparison to regular company-sponsored posts. It's opened up a world of opportunities as well in terms of affiliate deals and creator sponsorships. For example, you could use thought leader ads to promote posts from your top customers, or you could use thought leader ads to promote posts from affiliates or creators that are posting on behalf of your company promoting your products, right? There's so many endless opportunities and use cases of how you could potentially use the thought leader ad format as a strategy to test. So let's dive into 14 specific strategies that you can test with some visual examples that have worked really well in the B2B SaaS space. So I'm going to be leveraging this article here as a visual reference. So this was written by Alejandro Pedres, and we will link it in the description box down below for you, and you can reference all these visuals for further clarification. So starting with the first play here that you can do, the first strategy is you can announce new product features, integrations, and partnerships. So the idea here is you really want to build trust with your audience, and you want to target the experts and speak to them like they're experts. So you want to show them all the cool things that they can actually achieve with your product. So let's go through some examples here. So here's one from Dream Data where one of their subject matter experts is talking about Dream Data. It's actually someone on their sales team. So this is a cool way of showing like anyone across the organization can share product expertise here. And you can see here they're talking about that and the before and after with their product. Here's another example from Gong where they're talking about a new feature that was just released. So this is a really cool use case of thought leader ads. Here's another one from User Gems where specifically they're talking about signals, and then they're relating this with their specific product. So the idea here is if you want better signals, use User Gems. Another example from Dream Data here is around how people use their product to cut acquisition costs, but specifically by leveraging their product. So again, they're tying everything around certain product features, integrations, or partnerships to show that how you can get the benefit from their product. So this is the first play that you can use for LinkedIn Thought Leader ads. The second one is to highlight the main problem your product solves and the solution it provides. So the key to success here is after the prospect reads your content, they should be able to articulate the problem your product solves, the solution it provides, and if they can't, you really need to simplify that messaging. So let's go through some examples here. We've got this one from Apollo. Again, the goal here is to highlight the main product the problem solves and how it's different. So you can see here in this case, for this example from Apollo, David wrote this. You can see it says, no one goes into sales because they have a lifelong passion for data entry or admin work, right? Like that's the key problem. It's like no one wants to do this data entry or admin work, right? Salespeople are salespeople because they want to build relationships, close deals, and drive revenue. And that's what Apollo is laser focused on for sellers, empowering them to do exactly what they do best. There's a great bridge from the problem into the solution. So this post, in this case, it's by the SVP of marketing at Apollo, but this could be anyone, right? So like this is where you can get really creative on who is the thought leader behind the post. It could be an internal person, it can be an external person, it could be a partner. You can really get crazy with all the different applications, but by having this play in mind, now you can set up different experiments to see, okay, like for example, maybe one worthwhile experiment for this play specifically to get really into the rabbit hole is, okay, I want to test thought leader ads that highlight the main problem that my product solves and bridge my solution with it. And I want to test it with one as an internal post with my CEO. I want to do another one with an internal subject matter expert. I want to do another test with this same play with a partner, or I want to do another test with using a customer, right, as the thought leader. So you can start to brainstorm here how you could leverage thought leader ads with this specific play from an experimentation perspective. All right, moving on, because we have a lot of different plays to cover, is play number 3, highlighting a case study to feature your own company. This is also another really cool approach with thought leader ads. The key to success here is to show how your team is using your tool to reach your goals. I mean, that like emphasis on your here, and your company can serve as its own case study, right? So the case study can be you in terms of like, I use my tool to get X result. I think that's really powerful because it shows you're actually eating what, you're practicing what you preach, you're eating your own food. And in addition to that, it can just be a standard case study on the results of others. So for example, here is one from UserGems, and this is an example of how UserGems is using UserGems. So this is like a case study on their own company of how they're using their own product to get a specific outcome, which is quite cool. Here's another one from Apollo, and this is an example of how Apollo is using Apollo to drive results using, drumroll, Apollo, right? So this is using case studies from your own stuff, right? So you can be your own case study as well. And then here is another example from Sendoso showing how they're creating specialized gifts using their own product, right? So case studies are a really powerful use case for thought leader ads. Moving on to the 5th play is to generate buzz before attending an in-person event. So you can use thought leader ads to drive event interest. So for example, you can use an ABM list of attendees, or this could be an ABM list with job functions layered on top. And essentially you can get in front of a very specific group of people that you want to be aware of this event. And then you could use thought leader ads as a way of driving awareness to that specific event. So this is an example here from Jan over at Hockey Stack on how they're doing this. All right, 6th play that you can do is to stay top of mind after an event. Equally important as like now that you've stayed top of mind before the event, you drove that interest, how can we actually continue that mind share and that conversation post-event? So the same is true, you can use thought leader ads to be able to do that. So in this case, you can see here, this is a post from Sendoso, and they're talking about their experience post-event, and they're using a thought leader ad to be able to drive awareness around that, which is a great use case, right? And look how authentic this looks, right? The cool thing too about thought leader ads is they don't look like ads because they're not, they're posts. And that authenticity is really powerful because the first thing is people see it in their feed and they don't associate it with an ad. They think it's just a regular post. And because of that, the engagement rate is usually much greater. All right, moving on to the next play here. Play number 7 is to promote your own event. So kind of continuing on this whole theme around events here is you can use thought leader ads to promote your own events, right? So if you have speakers that you want to showcase, right? Or if you're speaking at an event or whatever you want to do, this is another powerful use case of thought leader ads is you can drive event interest. And we've got some examples here for you. Play number 8 is to promote an upcoming webinar. This is another use case of thought leader ads that you can leverage. So you can highlight the value of the webinar for your audience, the one that you're attending, what you're going to learn. So this is another cool way you can use thought leader ads. And you can see we've got a lot of different examples here for you on how people are leveraging this to drive webinar registrations. Moving on is play number 9 is to promote your own newsletter. So you can use thought leader ads to promote a newsletter. So, I mean, this could be really simple. Like in this case, we have an example from Motion, and they're talking about their new newsletter called Thumbstop that they launched. And, people can check it out, and it's pretty straightforward. And the cool thing about thought leader ads is you can do it with images, you can do it with videos. And so you can take a post with an image and you can promote it as a thought leader ad. You can take a post with a video, promote it as a thought leader ad, and so on and so forth. Currently, documents or carousels are not supported, but maybe it'll change in the future. In addition to that, just be mindful when you are creating your thought leader ads that you don't have more than 4 emojis. 4 emojis is the rule with ad policy. For some reason, LinkedIn doesn't let you use more than 4 emojis. Don't know why. So if you have a LinkedIn post with your thought leader ad and you're going to use it as a thought leader ad, just be careful not to go too crazy on the emojis. You could always edit your post after and then reduce the amount of emojis, and then also include a link to your event or your webinar, or whatever the case might be they're trying to promote. So that way now you can drive more direct clicks because you don't need to rely on the organic reach anymore because you're actually sponsoring the post. So that is the next use case. Moving on, play number 10 is to celebrate customer wins. There's another cool use case of thought leader ads on how you can leverage it. So you can highlight customer wins when they get an award or they get an outcome with your product or service. This is basically social proof, right, in a nutshell. So this could be another really cool way for you to use thought leader ads. And we've got some cool examples here that you can check out from Lavender and so on and so forth. All right, play number 11 is to demo different use cases of your product. This, to me, is one of the most powerful thought leader ad examples, is just using it to just give free demos, essentially, in feed. So you can have someone that's like a subject matter expert, a senior leader, educate prospects on how they use your product. So basically just do a demo and create a video and put it on a thought leader ad and then just boost it as a thought leader ad, right? And now you're getting people to consume a demo video in feed at a fraction of a cost. So now they're building awareness around what you do. So you can see an example here from Dream Data. Stefan from Dream Data is creating a quick little demo going over their LinkedIn ads engagement report. So people who follow him will now be aware of that. And because he's going to take this now as a thought leader ad, he can now boost it to his list of accounts that he's outbounding to, he's prospecting to, or whoever he wants this post to be in front of. Okay, so moving on now to play number 12. We've got sharing long form content with insights that your ICP would be interested in, so your ideal customer profile. So long form posts, right? So don't be afraid of long form copy. Copy, as long as it's valuable and relevant, will be read. So instead, you can have these long form posts that really break out insights and drive unique value and perspective that your prospects could be finding relevant and helpful. So this is an example from Hockey Stack. Jan does an awesome job in this long form post, really diving into what he learned, analyzing 150 companies with SLG motions, sales-led growth motions, and what they learned from that. So this is a really cool example there. We have all of the examples as well linked for you here, so you can click on it and see it on LinkedIn as well. Moving on to play number 13 is to provide practical advice based on insights from your own platform. So I hope you're starting to notice a pattern here, and this is really just kind of getting your brain spinning in terms of ideas, which is kind of the whole goal of this video, is to give you so many ideas of like how you could leverage the thought leader ad format. And here is providing practical advice based on insights from your platform. So if your platform, like one of the key benefits of SaaS businesses is data, right? You have all this unique data that you can then look over a large data set, a large amount of customers, and then pull insights that those individual customers wouldn't have the ability to find on their own. So if you're a platform that has access to a significant amount of data, you can analyze your data sets to pull those very nuanced insights, put that together into a research report, and then be able to share that as a thought leader ad. So here's an example from Lavender talking about insights from their platform that they got in terms of practical advice. So like here, they're talking about CTAs in your cold email, right? This is coming from the data that they've learned from their insights, right? And you can see here, love when the data contradicts the LinkedIn ecosystem, which makes this post even more valuable because he's saying, hey, based on our experience and our data set, here's what we're seeing works despite what everyone's saying on LinkedIn. That's super valuable. All right, play number 14, the final play here is to leverage social proof from existing customers. This is one of my favorite ways to use thought leader ads. It's so powerful. It's one thing for you to say you're awesome. It's another thing for your client to say you're awesome and to say it on their own LinkedIn personal page in front of all their personal connections and friends. That's really, really powerful social proof, and it's authentic and believable. So you can see here as an example, this is Brian that looks like they're doing a partnership here. And basically he's posting on the behalf of User Gems and his experience of all the great success he found with User Gems. And he works at Gong. So he works at Gong and he's a customer of User Gems. And he's talking about what he was able to achieve. So he had a 24-hour deal cycle for $100,000 opportunity that he drove, guessing using the User Gems platform, right? So really cool use case. Another one here is from Clay. This is one of their customers that found really good success with Clay, talking about how awesome Clay is. Now Clay is taking that post from that customer once they approve it as a thought leader, and they're posting it into their campaigns, right? So this is another great way to use thought leader ads. I hope this was helpful and you've got tons of ideas to reference in terms of how you could use thought leader ads and different strategies and approaches to test and use cases. If you like this video, definitely go ahead and make sure to check out this article if you want to reference these examples in further detail. If you want to click on the links, actually go see them on LinkedIn and do some more analysis, by all means. And if you want to learn more about LinkedIn ads, then check out this playlist here, as we have a lot of different video tutorials around LinkedIn. And if you're interested in learning more about B2B advertising and you want to get into this, then check out AdConversion.com. We have free courses taught by the world's best practitioners designed to teach you what you need to know with no lesson longer than 10 minutes, so you can get the actionable insights and information as quickly as possible. I'll see you in the next one.